Welcome to Spirits Are Talking, hosted by Lisa Silverman. Join us every Tuesday night for live on-air psychic medium readings, crystal energy healings, oracle card readings, chakra balancing, and so much more. Host Lisa Silverman is a natural-born intuitive, psychic, medium, and spiritual life coach, working professionally in the metaphysical healing arts since 2015. Lisa communicates with loved ones and pets that have passed on for emotional healing and answers. Not to mention, she is an established interior designer since 2009, focusing on feng shui, modern design, and house healings by creating a harmonious energy flow for her clients. Now, your host of Spirits Are Talking, Lisa Silverman.
Hi, thank you so much for joining me tonight on 7/11. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. The last time I was on was a challenge, and this time it's a breeze, thank goodness. I wanted to just say thank you again for wherever you are in the world, whether you're watching live or you're listening on replay or watching on replay, that I really appreciate you being with me. And I know it's summer and you're hanging out, so it's really great. So thank you so much. I wanted to talk about a manifesting mindset. What is a manifesting mindset? And manifesting an abundant mindset is what the show's about. And I want you to come up, and we're going to talk about manifesting stories, but I just want to point out what's going on in the stars, like what's going on in the skies. Whether you believe it or not, it's totally cool. You don't have to believe it. I'm not here to shove it down your throat by any means. But astrology is really, really, really a key to a lot of things and a lot of subtle energies, or not so subtle, and we can identify with our birth charts and just what's going on as a collective. Then you break it down to your birth chart, your sun sign, your moon, your rising. Those are the top 3 to look at. And how do you get your birth chart? You can go to astro.com, put in your date, time, place that you were born, and they'll populate a chart for you, astro.com. But I just wanted to point out, because 7/11 are some of my favorite numbers, okay? I don't know if they're any of yours, but they are mine. My mom was born on 11/7, which is interesting. My dad was a 1/11, which is interesting. And I've always gravitated to 7s and 11s. So when I was looking about what to do for this show tonight, it was really obvious to me to do something about what's going on in the stars, okay, in astrology. So I just want to touch base on that. And please let me know that you're here in the comments or wherever you're listening from. So I want to just tell you what's going on today, 7/11 in the U.S., and why this correlates with manifesting tonight on this Manifesting Abundant Mindset podcast. So July 11th, Pluto conjunct Jupiter, and that equals a cosmic energy, and it's doing a massive flip of what you seek is seeking you as well. High positive energy makes this a happier, more comfortable time. The moon is the ruler of love and emotions and the heart, and Jupiter is the planet of growth and healing, good fortune and miracles. So the cosmos is doing this massive flip, and the future that you want is manifesting right now. Just imagine that. Just know that the future that you want is manifesting right now. So it's time to welcome in the miracles into your life, and what is meant to be is coming. Notice the sudden healings of past wounds and hurts, even childhood wounds, that you can now release easier. Prayers are being answered. New perspectives are being seen. Be ready to receive blessings from the universe. And I look forward to seeing you and your blessings. And I want to hear them in the comments. So that's what's going on as a collective for all of us tonight. And just know that things are happening, and you might not see it, but all of a sudden it's going to be very obvious, and you'll be like, oh my God, that happened, this happened. It's like I did a session yesterday or a few days ago, random through a friend recommendation. And it was mind-blowing for her. It's always mind-blowing for me, because it's through me that I serve. When I channel loved ones, it's the details are phenomenal. Anyway, she had some really great insight for that was kind of miracle-ish for me. So I was so grateful that I met her in so many ways, and her loved ones. But anyway, let's jump into it. What is an abundant mindset? And I want to hear your comments, whoever's on here. I can't see you if you're on Facebook. I can only just know that you're out there, and I hope this resonates. If it doesn't, take what resonates and leave the rest. And we're going to pull an oracle card too first before I jump right in. But a manifesting mindset is knowing that you're creating something and you can let it go. So I'm going to pull up, you can have a thought. Thoughts become things. And so it's super important to notice what your thoughts are. And if you have that monkey mind that says you're not worthy, or you're lacking, or whatever, it's time to flip that switch to being, I deserve everything I want. The universe has my back. I am supported, divinely guided in all that I do, and let things go. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card from the Wisdom of Avalon, which I felt like we needed some wisdom, just different, a little bit deeper. The other deck that I use, I love so much. This I use as just another option. So it's beautiful and it's rich, and we'll see what's going on as a collective. So what do we need to know as a collective in this group, whether you're hearing it live or on replay? What do you need to know to create an abundant mindset? And we'll see what this card says. And I'm going to tell you some key principles. I want to share some stories. I want to hear your stories. So anyway, here we go. What do we need to know, all of us, on creating an abundant mindset? Forgiveness. Okay. Wow. Forgiveness. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You can't make this up. Okay. It's card number 49. Which equals 4. So it's card number 49, forgiveness. Who do you need to forgive? And I'll read you the meaning. And and most of all, do you need to forgive yourself? Drawing this card marker says, excuse me. This happens all the time when I get into downloads, I swear. Drawing this marker says that you must now search your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you are still hurt or angry about another's behavior, or if there are circumstances in your life that you resent, this is a time when it's critical to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Interesting. Resenting will only impede your growth and draw more unwanted experiences to you. Resentment and anger are emotions that are actually blind you and hook you into the events that cause your suffering. Okay, this is so heavy. This is so important. This is so real. This is the shadow side of what you need to release right now to manifest the life you want. Okay, this is like so spot on personally for me, and I'm sure it's resonating for others as well. The truth is nothing good comes out of hate, anger, or resentment. Peace can only come through forgiveness. When you release all the binds that hold you in negativity, perhaps you need to forgive yourself for placing unrealistic expectations on situations or resulting in a self-sabotaging perception tainted by perfectionism. Look at the world and see how lack of forgiveness feeds the turmoil and suffering around you. Just let that resonate. Forgiveness is the key to freedom and peace, and it starts with you. This marker requires you to practice forgiveness so that you can be an active part of spreading peace and beauty throughout this troubled world we're living in right now. Wow. Does this resonate for anybody? Forgiveness. Hi, Harriet. Does for me. Hi, everybody. It really does for me. You know? So that's the key to unblocking anything, I think. Okay? So let's talk about an abundant mindset. The first thing after the forgiveness card is gratitude. Cultivate gratitude with a sense of appreciation for what you already have and recognize and acknowledge the abundance in your life, whether it's relationships, opportunities, or possessions. Practicing gratitude regularly every day, multiple times a day, will shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. So I'm so thankful. I'm so happy and grateful now that I had my coffee this morning. It can be that small. Giving thanks, like I've said before, if the only prayer I ever said was thank you, that would be enough. Okay. So take what you want and what resonates for you, and then leave the rest. That's how I feel. Anyway, the next thing that I think is important is positive thinking. Okay, a positive outlook on life, focus on possibilities rather than limitations. When focus with challenges, view them as opportunities of growth and learning. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Well, I've studied with Louise Hay since I was probably 14 when my mom gave me the book, You Can Heal Your Life. And positive affirmations are absolutely a daily part of my life, just like meditations are. So positive affirmations really do work. Abundance mentors. Surround yourself with people who have an abundance mindset. Engage with individuals who inspire and motivate you to think bigger, to think more abundance, and embrace and learn from their experiences and their mindset. Surround your people with like-mindedness and not people that are in the lack mentality, because that'll definitely bring you down. Okay. Curiosity and collaboration. Embrace the idea of collaboration and cooperation. Share your knowledge, skills, and resources with others. Absolutely. And by shifting your mindset and focusing on abundance, you can open yourself to new possibilities and experiences in life when you share your gifts, right? Let's see. Visualization. Use your power to visualize and imagine and manifest your desired outcome. Visualize yourself living the life of abundance, achieving your goals, and experiencing success. You have to feel these emotions associated with those feelings really in your heart with that vision, as it helps raise your vibration and attracts similar experiences. And that's what I said is like thoughts are things. So what we think about does become reality. So if you're thinking lack, you're going to get more lack. If you're thinking abundance and health and optimism, you're going to get more of that. Okay. So practice detachment too. So the other thing that I want to mention, though, is by surrounding yourself with positive people and uplifting people and environments support your abundant mindset. Engage in different conversations, learn from people, be curious, read books, watch comedies, go dancing, and be inspired to get motivated if you're not motivated right now. Limit your exposure to negativity and consciously choose positivity. Well, I haven't been watching the news at all lately. Just shut it down. So that's how I kind of detach. I'll see a few snippets of something and that's it. The other thing is practice detachment. Release attachment to the outcome and trust in the abundant flow of the universal laws. Detach from specific expectations and remain open to different possibilities getting you to where you want to go. Like you might have a plan, I'm going to go this way, but the universe has a plan. You're going to get what you want, but we're not going to take that path. We're taking a different one. Okay. Embrace the belief that the universe is working in your favor and that abundance is constantly available to you. It is. It's always available to all of us. Remember, raising your vibration and cultivating an abundant mindset is a journey that requires consistency and self-awareness. Be patient with yourself, practice these techniques, and allow yourself to transform and unfold gradually. Does this make sense to anybody? I'm not seeing the comments in here yet. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Does this resonate? Does this resonate with you? I want to share some stories too, okay, about how I manifested some really cool things. And when you're doing it, it's really important to take really good care of yourself. Okay, practice self-care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy, such as exercise, meditation. Spending time in nature is so great right now. This is what literally the universe is asking us to do. Gratitude practice, like I mentioned, just say thank you, thank you, thank you every day. Express gratitude for even the smallest blessings, getting the parking space. I love to get princess parking. Wherever I go, I get princess parking. Visualize and manifest and utilize your visualization to imagine how your life will feel like when you have what you want. Okay. So I'm going to get back to some of these notes in a second. Look at the comments. Thank you so much. I'm afraid to click anything here and have it go away. So anyway, I wanted to share with you one of my first manifesting stories, and I might have shared this before somewhere, but this is when I was in my early mid-20s, and I saw this super sexy Mazda RX-7, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have that red Mazda RX-7. And I said to my roommate, see that car over there? I'm going to be driving that in 30 days. And he starts laughing his head off. I had a Toyota Celica. It was totally fine. I didn't need a new car. And I just was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be driving that car. So I went home and wrote down everything about the car. I wrote down the color, the sunroof, 5-speed, gray leather, how it would feel and smell being in it. And I wrote every detail down, and then I put it in my jewelry box. And I just stuck it in the drawer and didn't think about it again. Okay, I let it go. I told him within 30 days I'm going to be driving this car. How in the heck am I going to get a red Mazda RX-7? I was working for a family business. My car was my first new car, the Toyota. And it was like, there's no need for another car. Okay, no need. Doesn't matter about needs. So anyway, I wrote everything down, put it in my jewelry box. About 2 weeks later, this is no joke, 2 weeks later, I go to get in my Toyota and start the car, and the car won't start at all. And it was a lease through the company, so the car will not start. So I tell my dad, who I was working for at the time, and he's like, okay, well, we'll check it out. Well, we take it to the dealer, and the dealer's like, oh, it's going to be, a couple $1,000s. It was just one kaput. My dad's like, oh, hell no, the lease will be up in like a few months. We'll turn it in. Okay. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we turned the car in early, then they fixed it. I don't know what he did. So I'm at my parents' house, and we're on the phone with this car broker that they got all the leases from in the business. Okay. So we're on the phone, and my sister's asking, well, what kind of cars do you have in right now? And so I'm all about the red Mazda RX-7. And she's like, oh, there's a BMW. I'm like, there's a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, there's this like fourth car. Oh, you have a Mazda RX-7. I didn't tell anybody about the car at all, except for my roommate. So I'm like, a what? She said, oh, you have a red Mazda RX-7 that was a special order for somebody, and they decided not to get it. And I'm like, oh, I want that car. And so it had every single thing I wanted. This guy special ordered it and then didn't come and pick it up, changed his mind. And it literally was waiting for me 2 weeks after I saw the red car. I came home, honked my horn like crazy. My roommate comes running out and it's like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding. How did you get this? I'm like, I swear it was magic. It was manifesting at its finest. Okay. So I want to hear some of your stories. If you want to jump in the comments and say something about your manifesting story. Another one, and what I literally did was wrote it down and let it go. I literally just wrote it down and let it go. And that was huge. I was like 25, maybe. It's crazy. And I love that. Another thing that I manifest was one time we were in Hawaii on the beach. It was New Year's Eve. I wrote a list and I just wrote my ideal home. And I didn't know where it was going to be, but where we could move, the ideal home. So I wrote down what I wanted in a new house: tall doors, tall ceilings, everything I wanted. And then I said thank you. I always say thank you very much. And then I put the list away. A few months later, this exact house that I wrote down came up for, it came on the market, and I had no idea. It was really close to our old house. And we ended up getting it with like 5 offers and lived there for like 5 years. I mean, I want to hear what you've manifested. Thank you. I'm looking at the comments. Anybody want to jump in? Come in the back, come up. We have a link. I also want to talk about, how do you manifest? This is what I do. Okay. There's so many different techniques to manifesting. So let me just share a couple. Okay. I like to meditate, and the only way for me to visualize a lot of things really is kind of in a meditative state. So I like to close my eyes and go within and meditate, and then just feel the feelings of what it is that I'm seeking. And there's a couple people that I follow, and I do guided meditations. They're not always just my thoughts, because I like to sometimes often follow people's thoughts so that I don't get stuck in my own head. Okay. So also I write things down on the full moon and new moon, and I write and burn. And this might sound kind of crazy to you, and that's okay. You don't have to do that. But I do like to write and burn. The thing about like an abundance mindset is, when you start just doing small things, it can start with, someone's going to open the door for me at the grocery store. Someone's going to, be polite, or whatever it is. Or I'm going to get that new purse that I wanted, or whatever it is. I don't know. You just start with something small, and then you'll notice how things start to get bigger. Okay. But the abundance mindset is a perspective that focuses on the idea that there are limitless possibilities and opportunities available in life, and that there are more than enough to go around for everyone. And one success or happiness does not diminish the others. That's so important. This mindset is characterized by optimism, gratitude, and a willingness to embrace challenges and take risks, and to always listen to your intuition. Okay? I hope I don't sound. Courtney said she's manifested so much this year. You want to come up and talk about it? I've manifested so many things. Oh my gosh, my dog, my house, this house. I came, my realtor said, oh, okay, Courtney, no problem. My realtor said, "Oh, you're going to have to bid, X amount, a lot of money over." And I said, "No, this is the honest to God truth. What happened here?" Whew. I came into this house and I loved it. And she said, "You're going to have to offer like a lot more." And I said, "No, I'm not going to do that. That's like a kitchen." So I let it go. I remember standing at the stove and closing my eyes, and I literally let it go and said, "If it's meant to be, it'll come back." And I was in transition then. And, I've always been able to see, feel, and hear my loved ones. So my mom dropped down and said, like about 22 days later or 30 days later, go online and look, because the place sold. Okay. So I went online about not quite 30 days later at just this download, go online and look at the house. So I'm like, oh my God, it's back on the market. So I say to my realtor, the house is back on the market. And I got it for 25 under asking. And it was another, I'm just reminding myself again as how that felt to just 100% let it go. Just 100% let it go. And it came right back. No one wants to comment. Todd, do you want to comment on what you've manifested in your life? Come on, somebody come up here. Where are you, everyone? No. Okay. I know that, when that we all go in ebbs and flows in life, right? And so when we're feeling low, sometimes it's harder to create from an abundant mindset. But I think just trusting that your guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, and archangels are really all here to support us. Okay. And it might be so woo woo for some people. And for me, it's my truth. And when you're going through it, you're really not alone. You know, I can't see all the comments. Let me see. Is everyone out barbecuing? Come on, we're no comments. Somebody jump in and say one thing they manifested. We're going to pull some cards. I manifested Bentley in COVID, during COVID. Literally, my other two Bichons manifested Bentley for me. I was looking, I didn't want another dog, and then COVID happened. And I happened to find a breeder, and they said no because he's a Bichon. They didn't have any, but they referred me to someone else. And so the guy had one. I wanted another boy, and the guy had one left that actually was taken, and then they decided on a female. And so Bentley is 100% brought from my other two dogs because he's so cool. He's so similar. And when I met him, it was like we knew each other. It was so wild. It was like we already knew each other. Growth. I've manifested finding my tribe. Yep. I love that. Growth, manifested growth. Health, manifested health. Manifested abundance. Manifested, oh my God. I manifested going to Vegas. I mean, seriously. I'm an interior designer. Okay, it's two. You can follow me at decoratorguru.com if you want, or Decorator Guru on my social media as well. So I'm an interior designer, and I love what I do in design world. And I don't talk about it much on here, but I'm going to do a whole podcast on design and feng shui. And anyway, I went to Vegas and said for a trade show, and just said, I know I'm going to hit the big one. For me, it was big. So I went to the casino, and I had $100, and I put it in this machine and played all of, the max, which was, I guess, like $5. And boom, within like 15 minutes, I got some hits. Within 15 minutes, I won $4,000. $4,000. I was like, oh my God, this is a lot. That was a lot for me. That was the biggest. Aspen. Aspen said, I've manifested finding Courtney said, manifest finding my tribe. So I'm reading the comments. Learning more about myself and being blessed to start my spiritual journey and healing due to having my daughter. I love that. Aspen, that's great. The other thing that was crazy too, this is another Vegas story. It sounds like I'm such a, I'm not. I go to Vegas. I haven't been in like 4 years because of COVID, but I'll go in January. Anyway, so I went to Vegas the last time for work, trade show, and I manifest getting the rooms comped, right? So I'm there 3 nights and I gambled and I had, comped rooms and stuff. And then I lost more than I wanted to, about $500. I'm just going to be honest. Okay. So, and I felt kind of bad. And, then I was on the phone with my daughter, and she's like, "Mom, that's crazy. Don't feel bad. That's $500. You didn't have to pay for your room. You got food. You got this. You got that." And I'm like, "You're right." And I'm sitting at the airport playing like a $20. You know how they get you at the airport, playing $20 in the quarter machines. Okay, so I stop. We have to go to the plane, and there's a machine right by. I mean, this was crazy. Right by the where you get on the flight and where you board. So I'm like, okay, and it was $1 slot, and I'm like, and it was a Wheel of Fortune, and I said, I'm just going to put a 20 in here, and I put a 20 in, and the thing gets the spin, and it hits the 2000, boom, right at the top. And I'm like, oh my God, the bells go off and everything. And it was so crazy because I remember asking the lady that was in charge of that section, what's the lucky slot? She kind of points over here. Oh, well, this one won like, a couple million on the progressive not that long ago. I'm like, oh, really? So I just threw my 20. So $2,000 I hit, which was crazy. I loved it. And I felt so amazing. And then they had to get all the paperwork and all this stuff, for taxes and everything. And the plane had to wait for me for 5 minutes. I was so embarrassed. But that was like another what? After going, oh, poor me. And then I hit the $2,000, so you never know. Okay. Bentley's here. Sorry. He wants to come and say hi. I love it. Courtney, so my daughter put $1 in and I said to my people, let her win. That's great. Bam. I love it. Wow. I love it. Yeah, let's all manifest a ton of money. Okay, someone just said that. There's the Mega Millions. So I just played that today. I haven't played in a long time. It's like 700 something $1,000,000. I'm not saying go do it, do what you want, but that's manifesting, through jackpots is huge, right? So burn a green candle. Yeah. Courtney said she was only 6 and she was rich. I love that. Um, manifesting isn't always just about money. Okay. It's about time. It's about health. It's about, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. It's about manifesting your personal growth. It's about maybe exercising, maybe just loving yourself more, and back to the forgiveness. It all starts with this. And I was just saying to someone that there's something I just want to let go of. Okay. Manifesting love. I just want to let go. And when this card came out for me, for us, for me, it really hit home big time. Forgiveness is the key and love is the answer. That's what I think. Okay. And, forgiveness when someone's harmed you, I'm just going to rant on that for a second. If someone's betrayed you, harmed you, violated you, stole from you, whatever it is, you don't have to have them in your life, right? You don't need them in your life. You don't have to have them at your table. But not forgiving and holding on is, the saying, drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick or die or whatever. So the forgiveness piece or lack of is definitely a blockage to manifesting. So I think the first thing when you're ready to jump into your manifesting, way, is to forgive yourself and others. So I hope that resonates. Um, I'm seeing it in the private chat, Taylor. Yep. Maybe go to the public. Um, Yeah, burning green. Well, I love my walls were green, and I love green walls. I wear a lot of green. So I want to pull. Anybody want to come up? We're going to pull some cards. We have to go to a commercial break in a minute, and just for a second, we're going to pull some oracle cards. I want to hear your stories. Tell me your aha manifesting story. Type it in. You can type it in. You can speak it up. Come up. Let's talk about it. Okay. And Todd, I think we're going to go to a break. I don't know. Okay, we're back. Thank you so much. Okay, so I want to pull some oracle cards and see what's going on for you energetically about abundance. So, who would like a card? And if you'd like to come up, there's a link to get in the back, which is into connect. I think it's one of the WLT. Which link is it? There's so many. Um, thank you so much. Which link is it for someone to come up and then come up or make a comment? Station link. Thank you. It's the station link. Anybody want to come up? I'm going to leave that forgiveness card out. Okay, Aspen. No problem. Aspen, I'm only available through comments. You can come backstage. Okay, so I'm using the Wisdom of Avalon deck. It's just going deeper, see what's going on. And let's see. Aspen, do you have a special question or just open? What do you need to know for your highest good? This sounds great. And I have your permission. Hi, Sherry. Good evening. If you want to come backstage, I'd love it. What does Aspen need to know for their highest good? Okay. Right now. And about abundance. What do you need to know about for your highest good about abundance? The goblin, which is interesting. The wounded human ego. Wow. It's like this is an interesting card. The goblin appears on your path. When the goblin appears on your path, your plans are about to go awry. The goblin wants to lead you astray and whispers a negative spell of fear, anger, resentment, self-righteousness, arrogance, and selfish greed. When the goblin appears, it's time to stop what you're doing and check your motives. This is very interesting. Where you're coming from, are you coming from an ego-centered place, or are the circumstances in your life triggering unresolved past issues that still need healing? That's why I kept that forgiveness card out. Okay. Also, now is the time for self-evaluation, taking the inventory before you take another step. The goblin represents the wounded ego and its influence. Dark, repressed areas of the psyche get triggered. So is that happening for you? I know this is a deep card, but I wanted to go deep with this deck tonight. Yeah, there's a lot at the moment in general. There's a lot going on at the moment. So yeah, anything that my spirits make come forth. Okay. this is cards asking you to take a pause, see where you're coming from. Are you coming from your heart or the wounded ego? Do nothing, stay still, and send loving energies to yourself and others. And remember, divine connection in all things. The goblin will disappear and lose power when you focus on love and fairness. Interesting. So yes, this resonates for Aspen. There's a lot going on with me, she said, but also a person with me. Yes. Okay. See, so this card resonates for you too. The goblin. And they're goblins, not anything that stays there long, but you want to address it. It's like what I was saying before. When the negative thoughts come in, you want to notice, then you want to release them, right? So that's what this card's basically saying. It's reiterating what's going on, in the sky too, to not listen to those negative thoughts. So there you go. I hope that really taps in and help you go, oh, what do I need to know for manifesting? I need to, when I hear that monkey mind, I need to stop and say, no, I'm going to turn that thought into something positive. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Aspen. The next person's Angie. Angie, you still here? We're talking about manifesting and what do we need to know for manifesting right now? And so the goblins was for Aspen about, stop the monkey mind and let the goblin go, basically. Angie, what does Angie need to know for her highest good for manifesting and creating an abundant manifesting mindset? That's what we're talking about. An abundant manifesting mindset. The Raven, magic, coincidence, and synchronistic events. I love this card. The Raven. It's card number 10, which is in numerology, a number 1. And it's about beginnings too. When the Raven appears, it's a sign of magic, where coincidence and divine synchronicity bring surprising elements together. The Raven reminds you that you are on a path to wholeness. The magic of Avalon appears and all things become possible. Ask the Raven to help you to be aware of synchronicities in your life and to see how the goddess works anonymously on your path. If you feel hopeless or lost, you may need reminding that this kind of magic occurs in your life daily. Even if you can't see it, trust it to bring joy and understanding and fulfillment to your life, no matter what the present circumstances appear to be. Remember, the Raven says, believe in magic and you cannot help but see it. Magic lives within the belief itself. Expect the unexpected and prepare to be amazed. I love this card. This is so perfect for right now. Does that resonate for you? Interesting. The Raven. Yeah, I feel like they're one of the most powerful spirit animals. They are, Courtney, for a lot of people. The Raven is definitely, the Raven. So that's really beautiful. Yep. Magic is everywhere. And that's what I was saying, with the abundant mindset. You're welcome. Is that magic is everywhere. So we have to just get that, raise the vibrations. And before we end tonight, I would love if you guys want, just drop a heart or a comment to do a little grounding meditation just to get your root chakra grounded so that you can receive being grounded, okay, in your bodies right now. So who was next on the list? I can't see it. Sorry, I don't like to say. And each week I hope I get better. And not saying that. Sherry, thank you. Sherry, would you like a card? Sherry, are you still with me? Anybody else? We're doing manifestation. The The abundant mindset tonight. What does that mean for you? Nope, I guess she's not on there. Tammy, I'm going to pull one for Tammy. You can't see Tammy, but I can. What does Tammy need to know for their highest good for manifesting abundance? Perception. Perception. Interesting. Card number 42. What does perception mean for you? I love doing this. The marker requires you to contemplate how you look at the world. This is all about points of view and stuff. This is so interesting. Through what eyes do you see? Do you peer through the prejudice or judgment? Are you reviewing your present circumstances by projecting on your past onto the current situation? This is a time to slow down and observe from all angles. This calls for objectivity and a willingness to examine your life and others through a neutral pair of eyes naturally that you can see with. Within your awareness is transcending your ego's separated sense of self. Rise above and see through your soul and your heart, and things that have been eluding you, or that you may feel have been eluding you, will come to be. This marker brings clarity and asks you to look and wait and manifest your dreams. I love that. Thank you so much. So we only have a couple minutes left. So anybody want to share their manifesting story? Okay, let's talk about it. Todd, do you have one? You want to share one? Taylor, where are my people? Come on, everyone's hiding tonight. Why is everyone so quiet? Do you want to manifest? What do you want to become? What do you want to create? Thank you. My TikTokers. Oh my gosh. No one's coming up. Well, I can keep talking. Okay. That's not a problem. I can keep talking. I can totally keep talking. I'm going to tell you about another thing that I manifested that was so crazy. Couple stories. Okay. Taylor, I want to eventually run an online business. Not I want to eventually. I respect that, but I am running an online business. Act as if, claim it, right? Not to criticize you whatsoever, but when you change that perspective that I am running an online business, right? And then Courtney wrote, I want to create my own happiness. Well, if you don't mind me saying, you can just say, my happiness is in this moment. I not want, not try. Those are, I claim, I have, I obtain, I am, are all the things that you want to start a sentence with when you're manifesting. I am abundant. I am in flow. I am, there you go. I am running an online business. I am celebrating my life. I am, a multimillionaire from the lotto. I am a lotto winner. I claim, I own, I obtain. I love this line. I'm so happy and grateful now that my abundance is flowing, that I have the best love of my life, that I'm, my dog is happy and healthy, that I have my health. I'm so happy and grateful now that is such a great way to start. And I am fine where I am, accepting exactly where you are, right? I'm okay in this moment. I'm totally okay in this moment. So I'm going to tell you another story, a couple stories about my big manifestation thing. And a lot happens around my birthday in September. So I'm in my late 20s and I leave a job and I decide that I didn't know what I was selling this really awesome line of beauty products to chain drugstores, and I loved it. But I had a not so great boss who never told me where I was going with the goals. Bentley, get down. Sorry. Where I was going with the goals. So he wants to come and say hi. Anyway, so I never knew where I was at. Well, finally, she ended up getting fired. And then I find out from the new guy, here's Bentley the Bichon. I find out from the new guy, you can have the show. Of course you can. You're so sweet. I find out from the new manager that I was number 1, 2, or 3 in the country for a long time. And I'm like, what? I never heard that. So anyway, he said, yeah, you're not being paid what you're worth. You should find another job. I'm like, seriously? He goes, I'll write you a great recommendation, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow. So I was at my friend's house, literally looked in the newspaper at the time, the Sunday paper, which had all the jobs. And there was a sales rep job, and it was for 3 different territories. And I look at it and I circle it and I said, I'm getting that job. I'm going to get that job. She's like, wow, go for it. And it was double the salary. I learned that. It was expenses. It was amazing. Great territory. Selling 50, I think I had 50 lines and probably 20,000 SKUs or something. Excuse me. It was great. So I go for the job in September, and I don't hear anything for a couple of days. Boom. Get a phone call, got the job. Doubled my salary, literally doubled my salary. Had car expenses, had all these incentives. I loved it. I kicked butt on that job. It was one of my favorite jobs. Going to chain drugstores, I loved it. So great. And I would win all these contests. We launched Breathe Right, nasal strips, all these other big brands. It was so great. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you, and that happened around my birthday. There was another story. I forget what I was going to share with you now. Oh my gosh. There's a lot, actually. Manifested my baby. Knew I was going to have a girl. Totally knew I was going to have a girl before I ever had a girl. And then I was told on a certain time when to try to conceive. Boom, it happened. And then had a baby literally, she was conceived on a 29 and born on a 29. That's pretty funny. Those are big things. Parking places. How many times do you manifest? Courtney, I prayed for my daughter as well. How many times do you manifest great parking spots in front? Or the best seat in the house? It's yeah, walk in. I'm going to get the best seat in the house. Not because someone else can't have it, but it's for me. Right? Burn a little sage. Well, anyway, as our evening starts to wind down and we only have a minute or so left, I want to wish you all the best in whatever you want to manifest. Okay. And remember, it's quieting the mind. It's quieting the mind, right? It's imagining things as if it's already happened. You already have the home. You already have the place. You already have the job. You already have the bigger paycheck. Your bank account's already overflowing. You already have the love of your life. You already have the health and optimum health that you want. You already have the vacations booked. Okay? That's how it works. So I wish you so much love. Thank you for being with me so much. I appreciate you. And I know you could be anywhere in the world, and you chose to be with me tonight on the side of manifesting. And remember, if you want to look at more into the astrology in the sky, go to astra.com, put in your birth information, find out what's going on in your birth chart, and then you can see what to align with, and that'll help too. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Have a beautiful night, and make all your dreams come true with manifesting and getting rid of that monkey mind, because you're worthy of all of it. Thank you.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.
you.